Good morning, Cougars. This is Mr. Martinez with the morning announcements. Good morning, Jake. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
All right, and we've got today's Tuesday. Nathan, good morning.
Good morning.
And he's coming through the clouds there in San Francisco. Good morning, Bentley.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. Let's get our flag up here. We're going to go with Samantha this morning, and take it away, Jake.
All right. Place your right hand over your heart and begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday, June 2nd. I was looking at the weather. It's going to be in the mid-90s today, right around 100 tomorrow, and then it comes down on Friday. So get outside early and do your exercise because later in the day it's going to be hot. We are celebrating fifth grade students all week. We had 5 on Friday. We had a bunch yesterday. We've got another group of 5 that are waiting in the waiting room. You guys ready to meet these fifth graders?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring them all in. Here they come. Here they come. All right, let's see. And then good morning, everybody. Everybody's popping up. Let's see. Go ahead and unmute yourself. If you're muted, unmute yourself. CT's getting his. Joel, let's see where he's at. Welcome our fifth graders this morning. We're so glad to have you guys with us. Looks like 2 of them are having a little problem with their cameras, maybe. Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Morning.
Good morning. Hey, thanks for joining us this morning. Do you guys normally get up this early?
No.
No, not really.
Kind of.
Okay, so Dominic sort of does, yeah? Okay, well, listen, we're glad that you guys are with us. I'm not sure what's going on with our 2 other guys there and their cameras, but hopefully they'll, here comes, Joel, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can't see you though. Hit your camera. CT, hit your camera.
My camera button's not working. I keep on pressing it. And it's
Okay, no worries, no worries. Then we can hear you guys though. Guys, why don't we start by introducing yourselves? You're going to give us your name, your teacher, and your favorite sandwich today. Let's start with Mrs. Shaheen's class. Who's from Mrs. Shaheen's class?
Me.
Okay, CT.
So my name is Jaden, or my nickname is CT because there's 3 Jadens in my class. I like Subway sandwiches. I usually get Subway sandwiches with I get 3 types of meat. I get the spicy I get sausage, and I have provolone cheese, I have lettuce, not a lot of tomatoes. I get pickles. I sometimes get black olives, and mostly I get a lot of vegetables, but
Okay.
I don't get that many meats in my sandwiches.
Okay, so you're like a
And
veggie
I'm
sandwich there,
from-
CT.
And my teacher is Miss Shaheen.
Perfect. Thank you so much, CT. Let's go to Miss Moore's class. Joel, can you hear us? Joel, are you there? Why don't we look? Yeah, go ahead, Joel.
Hello, my name is Joelle. I'm in room 19, Miss Moore's class. Yes. Hello.
You know what, Joel, we were having a bad connection. Maybe go out and come back in when I see
Hello.
you. Yeah, you have a bad connection right now, Joel.
I'm in.
Okay, let's go to Mrs. Dorian's class. Who's from Mrs. Dorian's class?
Me. Okay, so my name is Noah. My teacher is Miss Dorian, and my favorite sandwich is pepperoni and turkey.
Nice, that's a great sandwich. Okay, how about Mrs. Greenlee? Go ahead, Dominic.
Hi, I'm Dominic. Nice to meet you. I'm in Miss Greenlee's class.
And my favorite sandwich is, well, my dad wants me to say Vegemite, but because he's from Australia, but I'm gonna say ice cream sandwich.
Okay. We know what yours and your dad's is this morning. Very good. How about for Mrs. Jenkins' class? Is that you, Emily?
Yeah, my name is Emily. I'm in Mrs. Jenkins' class, room 24. My favorite sandwich is from Jersey Mike's. It's ham and cheese with extra mayo.
Oh, wow. Okay, that sounds good. And then after Mrs. Jenkins, let's go Matthew, Mrs. Deeby's class.
Hello. So my name's Matthew. I'm from Miss Stevie's class, and my favorite sandwich is mostly peanut butter and honey, and it's also an ice cream sandwich too.
Okay, very good. All right. Well, listen.
in common.
Yeah, so we have something in common. We've got two ice cream guys there. There, Joel, now we got you. Joel, why don't we do it again? We have a better connection now.
Matthew, what flavor do you like?
Mostly
Hold on, Dominic.
vanilla.
We're gonna go back to Joel real quick.
Hello, my name is Joelle. I'm in room 19, Miss Moore's class. And my favorite sandwich is a Cuban sandwich.
Okay, very good. All right, so listen, we've got a couple questions for you. We're gonna start with Jake. Jake, why don't you go ahead and ask the fifth graders your question?
All right. Now that school is online, are you enjoying it more or less or the same?
And we'll start with Mrs. Shaheen's class.
I'm kind of in the middle because at first I didn't really like Carpenter because I didn't really know anybody, but I've grown to love Carpenter. But I do not like online class because I do not get to see and meet my friends every day, and it's really not as fun because during the summer I'm not going to be able to see any of my friends or have play dates. But at least it's something that we could still talk to each other on the phone. So at least we get something out of
That's
this.
right.
But
Focus on
quarantine
the
is not
positive.
really that good, but I like it better when you're in real class.
Okay, thank you, CT. Perfect. Let's go. Joel, do you like it more, less, or the same now that we're doing everything online?
Way less. I cannot see my classmates or my teacher or friends in person, and we have to do online classes, and it's much harder.
Okay. All right, thank you, Joel. How about from Mrs. Dorian? Noah?
Yeah, so I agree with CT. I'm kind of in the middle. It's always fun to see your friends and your teacher and all the staff every single day and be able to actually interact with them. But it's not as fun when you're learning online. But like CT said, it's still something rather than nothing.
Thank you, Noah. How about you, Dominic?
I like really prefer going to school because I can't see my classmates. I miss Mrs. Greenlee's pretty face, and I miss recess, lunch, PE, and dance. I just learned to moonwalk.
Oh, okay, very good. Yeah. And then how about Emily in Mrs. Jenkins' class?
I'm definitely in the middle because I like working at home because you can just be comfortable and like sit at your own desk and be with your mom and dad. And you find that you get your work done a lot quicker, but at school you obviously have your friends in recess. And it's a lot more fun.
Thank you, Emily. How about you, Matthew?
I don't really like being online because I miss Carpenter. I miss the chickens. I miss my friends. I miss Miss Stevie, and I definitely miss being at school with you.
No, thank you, Matt. I miss you guys too. All right, how about you, Nathan? You got a question for everybody?
Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up?
And we'll start with CT.
When I grow up, I want to become the greatest inventor because I want to create inventions that can help people. Or I want to create an invention that can stop cancer because that would help a lot of people.
Yeah, thank you, CT. Very good. Joel? I think Joel, is he frozen?
He's still kind of
Yeah, he looks frozen.
Yeah. Let's go to Mrs. Dorian. Noah?
Yeah.
When I grow up, I would like to be a robotics designer.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Joel. Very good. Okay, Noah, how about you?
So since I'm only 11, I'm not really sure yet, but being a lawyer sounds really cool.
Okay, very good. How about you, Dominic?
I want to be a director like Stanley Kubrick, Wes Craven, and Brian De Palma, and I want to be an actor like Jack Nicholson. And I think you saw the picture, but I met Al Pacino on Christmas.
Yes, I did see that picture. That was an awesome picture. Very good. How about you, Emily?
I want to be a veterinarian specializing in equestrian and horse care.
Okay, very good. And what about you, Matthew?
Mostly I want to be an artist.
Okay, excellent. Those are all wonderful occupations, everybody. How about you, Bentley? You got a question for everybody?
Yes, I do. Now, our last question is, what advice do you have for a fourth grader like me about being ready to prepare themselves to enter fifth grade?
All right, CT, what advice do you have?
I'm not really sure because I haven't really put a lot of thought into this.
Okay, all right. There's nothing wrong with that. How about you, Joel? Do you have any advice for fourth graders? And he might be frozen. Let's go to you, Noah.
Yeah. No matter how hard the work is that you're doing,
It isn't as hard as many people think it is. Well, enter it. You'll get used all the way.
Okay, all right, very good. How about you, Noah?
no matter how hard the subject is you're struggling at, you have to keep going.
Yeah, don't give up, persevere. Dominic, what advice?
Well, you have to be a bit more responsible and make sure and for your work when it's due, and you're gonna do a lot of Google Drive and Google Classroom, so you should get ready for it.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Dominic. And then how about Emily?
My advice is to don't lose your work. Always put it in your folder. No matter how tired you are, always put it in your folder. And also be confident because people can be mean sometimes, and you just have to kind of brush it off your shoulders and go hang out with your real friends.
Very good. Who's next? Matthew.
So it won't be easy, but you'll get through it if you listen to your teacher, be respectful, be responsible, and listen to the morning announcements every single day.
Very good. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for sharing all those. Listen, so proud of you. We know that this has been difficult doing online learning for the last 2.5 months, but you guys have all done an amazing job, and you are definitely ready for 6th grade. Bentley, you have a quick question?
It looks like Joel is unfrozen. Maybe we should hear from him again.
Joel, are you with us, Joel? Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Joel, your video keeps freezing up on us a little bit, but that's all right. Did you want to tell us what advice you have for a 4th grader?
It isn't as hard as many people think it is. Once you get used to all the work,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
much easier.
And that's usually the case. Things are not as difficult as maybe other people tell you that they are. Once you get in there, you realize that. All right, listen, guys, I do have a big announcement that I want to share with everybody now. Unfortunately, yesterday we had the passing of somebody very dear to Carpenter. This is a picture of Joan Marks, who was a principal at Carpenter for 15 years. She did so many great things that really made Carpenter the school that it is today. We have a lot to thank her for. I have a couple teachers that have reached out to me and kind of shared their thoughts on Mrs. Marks. I'm going to read those now. The first one is from Mrs. Dorian and Miss Becker. They say, thank you for taking a chance on us. All those years ago, Mrs. Marks, you were an inspiration to so many, and you made a huge professional and personal impact on us, more than you'll ever know. I respected and admired you so much, and you made a difference in the lives of so many students, parents, and teachers. Thank you for your kindness, compassion, leadership, and love. You are always in our hearts, and we'll never forget you. That's from Mrs. Dorian and Miss Becker. Mrs. Spector wrote in. She says, "Thank you for hiring me at Carpenter Elementary 29 years ago. You took a chance on me when I was pregnant and when needed to begin the school year with a long-term substitute. I met you when I did my student teaching at Chandler Elementary. You were such an inspiration then as well as now. You made a huge difference in the lives of so many parents, children, and teachers." Mrs. Colbert, in 1988, she offered me a kindergarten position at Carpenter. She says, "I wasn't looking to leave the school that I was at, but the opportunity was simply too good to pass up. I knew of her dedication, her expertise, her commitment to excellence. How could I resist? I learned about professionalism, loyalty, honor, and the power of a quality leader. She was my champion and taught me so much about teamwork. I will always treasure my relationship with Joan." That's from our very own Mrs. Colbert. Mrs. Lay, who we just celebrated, who's retiring, wrote in, "Thank you for believing me and hiring me 21 years ago. You have given me a teaching career. You were so loving and understanding and thoughtful. You helped me and encouraged me during my first years at Carpenter. You left a positive mark in my life and in thousands of students' lives. I will always remember you." That's from Mrs. Lay. Mrs. Allen says, "I will always be grateful that you went the extra mile when I came in for an interview in 1996. She goes on to say that she was given the opportunity to teach at this most wonderful school that you worked at so very hard to make great. She says, "I appreciate your strong leadership, your kindness, and your innovative thinking. Rest in peace, Joan." Our very own Mrs. Tawil also wrote, and she said, "I met Joan when my son and David entered kindergarten 29 years ago. I volunteered with the chorus, and 1 week later, I was leading it because of Mrs. Marks." She said that was Joan. She could marshal volunteers like a magician and build a staff like a finely tuned orchestra. She says she was the queen of procurement and maneuvered around LAUSD bureaucracy. She was gracious, wise, strong, loyal, generous, and truly amazing. Those of us lucky to know her are heartbroken, but so grateful that our lives were blessed by this woman who was one in a million. Boys and girls, I'm here to tell you that she was a mentor to me as well when I came in 2009. She is the reason why Carpenter is the school that it is today. And so today, in her passing, we salute the great Joan Marks. A very, very difficult day for our staff. Okay, guys, are we ready for our words of wisdom? Everybody?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Ben Franklin tells us that
patience is a virtue.
I think he's muted too.
Okay, everybody's muted. I thought I unmuted everybody. How do I unmute? Nathan, are you with us?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start over. Here we go. Words of wisdom. Ben Franklin tells us that
patience is a virtue.
Virtue means godness. Mr. Franklin is saying that being patient is good.
when you're a young person, it can be hard to be patient, especially in a world filled with smartphones, tablets, and game consoles. It's easy to get spoiled by their fast results. Download your favorite game and moments later you are playing it. But some things just take time, boys and girls, like learning to play a violin or becoming a great swimmer or making a dream come true. Epictetus, a Greek philosopher, tells us,
no great thing is created suddenly.
In other words, it can take time to do great things. If you're trying to create something good and wonderful in your life, set goals, work hard, and then be patient.
with something to think about, this is Mr. Martinez.
And Nathan.
And Bentley.
And Jake.
And CT.
And CT.
And Joel.
And Noah.
And Dominic.
And Emily.
Make it a great day.
Or not.
Or not.
The
Choice
choice is yours. Hey guys, thanks so much for getting up early and joining us this morning. Really appreciate it. Have a great day at Career Day with your 5th grade classes. And we'll see everybody for the morning announcements tomorrow. Thank you so much.